So almost 4 years ago, I played a demo on this channel for a game called Miscellaneous: A Tiny Tale. Now that video is super old and ancient and bad, and please don't look it up, it's not worth your time. But the full game is finally releasing on July 22nd, all this time later, and the developers were kind enough to pass me along an early code for the Nintendo Switch version of the game. Now, I've played through the full thing, I've actually 100%ed the full thing. Spoilers, I really like this game a lot, and I have some thoughts. I think this game is really special, I really want to share it with y'all, and I want to tell you how it runs on Nintendo Switch 2 as well, so let's take a look. So here we are in Miscellaneous: A Tiny Tale. This is Buddy. Say hi to Buddy. This is our protagonist, the hero of our tiny tale here. The story setup of this is that Buddy, his best friend Bag Boy, and Bag Boy's cat Flick live in this little garden village populated by other little robots just like them. There was a big explosion mysteriously one night, and Buddy and Bag Boy have decided to go off on an adventure to, get to the bottom of the explosion and kind of break out of their village and see the wider world out there and help people along the way. I don't know if you can kind of make it out there in the distance. There's a gate there that leads out of the village, and in order to open that gate, we will need to find some of the golden cogs. I love this little animation of Buddy sitting down. It's so cute. We'll need to find these golden cogs that were scattered in order to repair the gate and kind of move on to the next area. And that's kind of your main objective in each level of this game, is to find these golden cogs. It's kind of your power star or whatever. Your main collectible. You'll need 8 of them in order to move on, although the levels actually have 10 of them to collect, so you don't actually need all of them, but you do need most of them. And the way you do it, you can actually see one right there, kind of floating off in the distance. Some of them are kind of just out in the world that you need to kind of platform to. Some of them you get by helping people. A lot of them you get by helping people, doing little side quests. So there's actually one right here. And there you go. And that's your main kind of objective of the game. But there's a lot more to it than just that. The game's a 3D platformer, so we'll go over Buddy's kind of movement kit here. So obviously you can jump. You do have a double jump as well. You can kind of hover. Buddy's got a little propeller there. So of course you can hover. You got these little, these little bits and bobs, these little bolts here that you can pick up as the currency in the game. Buddy can dive, kind of like a Mario Odyssey kind of dive, which is good and useful. And I don't actually think that this was present in the original demo. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I think that this is a fairly new addition, or I say, new. It's been like 4 years since I played that first demo, but yeah, and the cool thing is you can actually chain Buddy's movement together. So, for example, like you can double jump and then dive. You can like jump, dive, jump. You can, essentially you have 2 jumps and a dive in midair, and the game kind of doesn't care in which order you use them, right? Another thing you can do is like double jump off of bouncing on bouncy platforms like this mushroom here, which is very useful. So all told, you can get a pretty good range of movement. You also have a sprint. If you hold ZR, you'll sprint. You do have stamina, so you got to watch out for that, but you can sprint. The jumping is pretty floaty, intentionally so, but because of that, you can cover way more distance than you would probably expect coming in when you combine all of these movement possibilities. So, like, if you jump off of this, do another jump, hover, dive, like, I could basically make it, like, all the way over to this cup from there, just to, like, demonstrate how much distance that is. And then if you incorporate height, height into that, getting up here, and then, like, I could probably make it all the way over there if I really wanted to. Let me try. So it's one of those things where you might not look at this and think it would be like a good, satisfying 3D platformer, but it is. They've done like a pretty good job of that. So let's see how far I can get here just with our basic tools. Like, I can get all the way over here from there. without even that much additional height, you know? So they've done a good job of that. It's pretty fun and satisfying, just, you know, getting around, exploring, getting to places that you like wouldn't think you'd be able to get to, which is one of my favorite things in 3D platformers, is like getting up to trouble, you know? So yeah, I gotta commend the game for that. This is just the, like, you know, the intro. This is like the tutorial, like, level of the game, so this is not the largest environment in the entire game at all. The environments actually get quite big. I 100%ed the game, and it took me probably just over 10 hours, I would say, to do that. Each level, there's 8 levels in the game, and each one will probably take you between like 45 minutes to an hour to complete. There's also trash, you know, one thing you can do is, you know, clean up trash. And you see those little like icons, those little like kind of sprout icons. That is the difference made element, which I don't know exactly like what that factors into, actually. I think it's mostly just like denoting, in a very chibi-robo sense, you know, kind of numerically the difference that you've made in the world. You know, which is good and cute, and, you know, again, very Chibi-Robo in that way. These developers were very inspired by Chibi-Robo and are very active in like the Chibi-Robo communities and stuff like this. So they, you know, they wanted to make this their own thing, but still very much kind of take that inspiration and use Chibi-Robo as like a jumping off point. And to be honest with y'all, when I played the original demo for this, you know, like 4 years ago or whatever, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, you're a little robot in a big world. You're helping people. It's cute. It's wholesome. You know, but I didn't really, from a gameplay perspective, get the Chibi-Robo DNA that much. You know, the things that Chibi-Robo for me as a series, I'm a huge Chibi-Robo fan, especially of the first one on the original GameCube. I can't wait for that to come to GameCube NSO. That's going to be super cool. I'm a big fan of that first Chibi-Robo game, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm really like feeling that in this game necessarily, beyond the vibe, like the cute robot and everything like that. Because, you know, to me, Chibi-Robo is, you know, it's about helping people. It's about, you know, a wholesome kind of story and everything, but a story that will also surprise you emotionally, a story that has something to say, and this game has that. This game actually becomes more and more Chibi-Robo inspired as it goes on, in both a gameplay sense, but also in that story sense. This game, by the end of it, it got me, you guys. Like, it really did get me by the end. Let's get this flower hoop. By the end of it, man, like, it really moved me. The story of this game is pretty beautiful. I was really surprised at the places. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the places the story goes was surprising to me. The emotions of it, you know, because the story, like, Bag Boy, Buddy's friend here, feels kind of ostracized and feels like he's different from everybody else. And in fact, if we talk to some of these NPCs, a lot of them are kind of like, Bag Boy, I don't know about Bag Boy, dude. Watch out for Bag Boy. He's kind of weird. He's wearing that bag on his head and whatnot. And so he feels like a bit of an outcast. And, you know, even the game's title, right, Miscellaneous, kind of factors into that. It's about feeling like you don't know what your place is, and feeling like you're, you know, like your differences are a bad thing or something. That definitely is a huge theme of the game. But even more than that, by the end of the game, like, the story becomes about unity and helping each other and, like, being together in this world, in this life, and just kind of like, I don't know, like the value of help and the value of the relationships and the bonds that we form and stuff is a very touching story to me, man. I was really moved by it. And I wasn't really expecting that. And that also, I think, is exactly the way that Chibi-Robo made me feel. And so they really kind of won me over by the end with like the core conceit of the game. I really do love this game a lot. And you know, I'm not going to be able to show you everything in this video, obviously. I'm just kind of giving you all a taste to hopefully encourage you to check it out for yourself. I don't want to spoil anything for y'all anyway, but it really is special, and it's the kind of story that I think is like important to be told in 2025, you know. But okay, let's make a little progress here. Let's actually go. So this is I think they're called like the Recyclotron. Yeah, Recyclotron. The trash that I've been collecting, I did collect all the trash in the area. You can recycle it and get paid for it. And we can then use that money to buy stuff from the Can Do shop. So we have Cantor here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for choosing Can Do. What can we do for you? What can we do for you today? We got new stock. Picked up one of those gold things last night. It's so shiny. It's got to be valuable, right? I also got a safety pin. This weapon will do its best at keeping you safe. It's the key to any adventure. I'm sure of it. So, yeah, we're gonna buy both of these. Let's buy the safety pin. This is Buddy's like weapon. And then let's go ahead and get the golden cog. That way we're one step closer to our goal. So now I can, I can press the A button there to swing my safety pin. Buddy's got a little magnet on his back for it, which is really cute. Which means I can hit this like key switch here, open this up, grab whatever the heck this is, a preserved snack. I wonder if somebody might want a preserved snack. You'll see these signs laying around from the sign guy. Dear reader, got something sharp? Why not give these grass blades a whack? If you're really lucky, you might find some money inside. It's always worth a try. Plus, who doesn't like whacking things? It's fun. Just whack responsibly. Signed to the sign guy. Another thing that's really kind of good and fun about this game is it pays off pretty much everything. Like a lot of games kind of concern themselves with like thinking about sequels and leaving some threads open or whatever. This game feels very complete. Like, I would love for them to make follow-ups and stuff like this. I hope that this game does really well for the developers, and I hope that they get to continue telling whatever stories they want to tell. But it does feel very complete. Like, the feeling I get from this game is we made this game like it was our one shot to make this game, you know? And so the story feels very complete. There are no like loose ends. Like all of the stuff that you would have questions about are kind of answered. Let's talk to her. This is Daisy. A happy, healthy morning to you, dear. It's just so lovely to see you again. I heard y'all are going on an adventure. What a hoot. Oh, you and Bag Boy are going on an adventure together. Well, that sure sounds like a hoot. I mean, Bag Boy's a bit of an odd one, ain't he? Makes you scratch your head, wonder what he's got hiding under that old bag of his. But y'all seem to be right close. Just tell Flick to stop scratching up my house. It ain't no play toy. Flick's the cat, if you can't tell. Them winds were crazy last night. My flower hoop flew right out of my hands. Wait, what's that? You found it? Ah, would you look at that? You found my flower hoop. Thank you kindly. I sure do appreciate it. Let me make this worth your while. We get a cog for it. That's very much like, what happens in this game. Like, there will be people who need your help. You help them, they give you a cog, right? She sure is a pretty thing, ain't she? I've had this whole thing for ages. Gotta be the shiniest object I ever did lay my eyes on. I swear, she's my good luck charm. Thanks again, doll. You really know how to make a bot feel lucky again. I'm real glad y'all are heading out now. If I could lose that, just imagine what all kinds of folks out there have lost. Go do some good, buddy. And then, yeah, helping people also gets you some difference made as well. Another thing I should point out here, as long as we're kind of reviewing the game here, I suppose, I am playing the Nintendo Switch 2 version. Well, okay, the game doesn't have like a dedicated Nintendo Switch 2 version. It's just the Nintendo Switch version of the game running on Nintendo Switch 2. The developers let me know that they took great care to make sure the game runs well on original Nintendo Switch hardware. However, it does take advantage of the Switch 2's hardware as well. So, you know, things like the frame rate being uncapped and stuff, and, you know, allowing the game to run at like a full kind of like, you know, 1080, 60 sort of thing. And the game runs great on the Switch 2. So if you're looking for something to play on your Switch 2 that kind of takes advantage of the extra power without being a dedicated Nintendo Switch 2 version, you know, Miscellaneous A Tiny Tale does, which I love to see. I love that. I think we can go. I don't think we've been in here yet. I essentially I'm probably just going to 100% this first stage. There is something in stage 2 that I kind of want to show y'all. I think maybe I'll do like just a little taste of stage 2. I love this. You can crouch and it makes a little squeaky noise. It's really cute. Yeah, there is like one thing in stage 2 that I kind of want to show you. One more like a major gameplay thing that is introduced in stage 2, and it'll kind of, I think, allow me to talk about some more stuff. So maybe we'll finish up stage 1 here, and then we'll go to stage 2 for just a little bit. Let's talk to this guy, Coca. Ooh, hey buddy. How are you? I'm doing good, very good. Lots of energy. Just on my morning run, of course. Gotta keep things going, you know? Man, I could really go for a snack right about now. Wait, you have one? Oh man, I gotta have that snack, man. Is there anything you'll take for it? Wait, I know. What about this? Found it last night on my run. So what do you say, want to trade? There you go, now you can eat that snack I found. There you go, man. Thanks so much. This snack looks sort of old, but energy is energy, right? He's eating that old preserved snack that I found. Hey, that was pretty good. Was it seasoned with something? Yes, dust. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta get back to it. You should try sprinting too. It feels great. Yeah, we already know how to sprint. ZR, sprint. Very good. Yeah, and that, I think, is just about all I can do here. You can press minus and pull up your, like, sort of quest log. You have 10 cogs in each area. Most of these quests will be associated with a cog. So it'll kind of let you know when you find something, what to do. Usually there's one for all the trash in the area, one for finding all the cogs, and then the rest will usually be tied to side quests of some kind. So let's move on here. I love the little boing. Talk to this guy. Well, 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 would you look at that? You got yourself a safety pin. It might not be sharp, but it's got one heck of a hit. I've never been much of an adventure kind of bot, so I can't say what's out there. Hopefully these silly cardboard dummies will be the only danger you face. But buddy, are you sure you want to go with Bag Boy? You've seen how he is, right? Just don't let him pull you into something you can't get out of. And don't bring back any flowers. I'm so over allergy season. So now we can defeat these little cardboard enemies. Oh, we have a cute dog. Look at this little guy. What a cutie. He must have found himself shelter after last night's explosion. It actually looks kind of cozy. Hang on, he seems to be guarding a golden cog. He's not so friendly when I get close. Maybe I can distract him with something better? So we gotta distract the dog. Oh, who's this? Oh, I wonder what could be down there. We'll check that out here in just a second. These are save points if you wanna save here. A mysterious little symbol on. I wonder what that could be referencing there. You'll see cardboard every now and then. You slash it, and hey, there you go. We have a buoyant orb. That seems conspicuously similar to a ball, and I wonder if this dog would like that ball. If I'm careful, I can swap out that golden cog with this toy. This toy is much better than that silly old thing. There you go. That is all the golden cogs collected. Thank you, little guy. Yeah, doesn't seem so bad after all. Maybe I can even pet him. That's right. I'm happy to confirm you can pet the dog in Miscellaneous A Tiny Tale. Check that out. Little safety pin and battery dog design. The robot designs are really good all throughout. The art of the game is just really strong. Like, I like all of the character designs, all of the environments. You've got some pretty unique biomes. You know, I'm not going to show off everything in here, but like, you've got your sand area, your kind of ice area, and just like in something like Chibi Robo, or even like Pikmin, I guess. Maybe there's a little bit of Pikmin energy to this too. You know, there is a sense of like this kind of happening in the real world and how that stuff kind of would make sense through a real world context, which I really like. I should have mentioned this too. You can adjust the camera with the D-pad. I can make the camera kind of zoom in or out. I kind of like it right around here. But if you really want that like wide viewing angle, you can have that. Let's go and see what was up with that like that raccoon guy that we saw before. I wonder what that's about. What could this be? I wonder. Greetings, fellow traveler. I've welcomed you to the underground. Things around here are not what they seem. Objects float, a mysterious fog lay below. These areas will test you like nothing before. I be Gus, as that is my name, for I am named this way. Does one have what it takes to complete my challenges? Or will one give up like the many before them? A reward lays at the end for those who brave their way forward. You are named as Billy. Your friend failed this challenge, but not to fret. Everyone has a chance to win. The name's Buddy, actually. Yes, Billy. Gus hopes you enjoy the challenge. What does one wish to know? So there you go. We have Gus's, that's Gus. Gus has these platforming challenges that we can complete, and each level in the game, I think I mentioned before, there are 8 levels in the game. Each one does have a Gus challenge to find and complete. And they are, yeah, they're platforming challenges, which is nice. It's really nice to see that the game concerns itself with having like actual platforming challenges to almost like, I mean, yeah, like it is a, you know, a true blue 3D platformer with cool and satisfying movement, and it's cool that like there is there's payoff for that, right? Congratulatory skitter. Yes, you have reached the end of the challenge in which many before you could not. Please take this as proof of your efforts. It may not do much, but it's good for bragging. So long. Good characters. We've completed the Gus challenge, and I believe that actually completes the area. Yeah, see, we've got all the cogs, we finished everything. We are done with this area. Now we can meet up with Bag Boy. And we can exit the level. There he is. That's Bag Boy and Flick. You made it. Glad to see you here, buddy. You found some golden cogs, too. Thank you, buddy. I wish I could be of more help. You're helpful when you feed me. I'll take that as a compliment, Flick. I've been asking around the village to figure out what happened last night. That explosion really shook things up, not just here, but everywhere. We might have to grab as many golden cogs as we can if everyone's gate is shut down. I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad to get out of here. I mean, you're really the only one who understands me in this village. I understand you. Just like you understand my need for food. Seriously, we didn't even lunch. If you keep going, I'll put you on a diet, Flick. You wouldn't dare. I like them. Okay. So this is the gatekeeper. Kiddo, I haven't exactly had the best morning. The gates here are fried, and even stranger, none of us can contact HQ. Lucky for you, it seems you've got what we need to repair the gates. Just take a step back and chuck them straight into those hooks. Of course, that is if you're happy to leave. Have you done everything you need to? They always give you this. They always give you like an end chapter, like, you know, are you finished up here kind of choice before moving on. So they never kind of put the wool over your eyes on that, which is very appreciated for me. So there we go. All 10 cogs. repaired the gate. We can move on to the next area. I think we will get a cutscene, typically. And like I said, there's something at the kind of beginning. This is like the end result screen. We did everything. 100% completion. We'll go, this I think will take us back out to the sort of like level select screen. Here we go. Another thing that's kind of cool, I'll show this off for you. I will go ahead and save. Let me not save over my 100% file. Yeah, when you 100% a chapter in the game, you actually unlock a concept art gallery, which is really cool, and it has a lot of cool insight from the developers. It has, yeah, a bunch of like artwork and models and 3D renders. I always love this. There's even a really cool one that you get when you 100% the game. As you can see, they're 100% all, which is really cool. It's also got a cinematics viewer here. Very good. Okay, let's go into the Chirping Woods. I think we're going to see kind of an opening cutscene here. And there's one more thing I want to show you.
Buddy and Bag Boy were off to venture into the unknown.
I love that run. Buddy's run is so good.
Following signs left for them by the mysterious sign guy, they found themselves heading towards the woods. With so much to discover, it was fascinating.
Yeah, the thing has kind of like a storybook narrator sort of vibe with the cutscenes.
As night settled in, Bag Boy was lost in thought. There's a whole world out there we know nothing about, said Bag Boy. We'll discover it together, said Buddy. As they gazed into the stars above.
So cute.
When the sun began to rise, so too did their excitement for a new day.
Very cute. Very good. Alright. I think this is the chapter where, early on in this chapter, I think I get an item that I want to show y'all. And this also gets us like a little bit beyond the confines of what we've seen before with like the demo and stuff. So maybe this will be a good little tease here for y'all. Morning, buddy. Glad to see you've made it. Isn't this place amazing? Right now you're in some sort of cave. Be careful traversing it. There's oil everywhere. You won't want to fall into that stuff. It's real thick. Trust me, Flick over here decided it'd be a good idea to eat some. It looks sticky and delicious! I told you, Flick, you can't eat everything. You can't stop me! Ugh, this cat. I'll be waiting for you just outside the cave. Gina's filled me in on some of the history of this place. You've got to meet her. Oh, and when you're out, you've got to look at this. I think that sign guy left you something. Yeah, okay. That's what I want to show y'all. Okay, let's go through this little cave here. See what's up with this hula girl, this flashlight looking bot. Some trash. Lena. Oh, evil wretched thing, go away. I wasn't sleeping, I swear it. Hold up, you're just a little wobbly thing. No need for me to fear. Dear me, I do apologize for the commotion. The name's Lena, darling, and you best remember it. I'm the owner of this here wondrous tropical island, truly divine. You really can't get better than it, darling. It's glorious, it's fabulous, it's avant-garde, darling. Yes, it's a little paradise for the great Lena and my darling Chica over there. Say hi, Chica, say hi. Don't listen to Chica. She's a bit nuts and cogs, if you know what I mean. I think the spores in here may have gotten to Lena's head. Anywho, on a sunny day like this, I really wish I had my shade. You must have felt the ground shake the other night, too. Well, since then, I haven't been able to find it. On the plus side, I did find a luxurious massager. Its golden fingery bits get all the right spots. Wait, that's no massager, that's a golden cog. If you see my shade out there, please do grab it for me, darling. Now get off my island. I've got beauty sleep to catch up on, darling. Okay, find Lena's shade, darling, is our new quest. So we'll find that. But first, let's explore this cave a little bit. Get this done, and then, yeah, once we get into the next area, it sounds like Sign Guy has left us something that I want to show y'all, because this was actually the moment, I think I mentioned earlier, like, you know, playing the original demo, I was like, okay, like, you know, obviously they have a lot of love and, you know, took a lot of inspiration from Chibi-Robo, but, like, it doesn't really feel like Chibi-Robo that much. It kind of just feels like a 3D platformer with, like, Chibi-Robo vibes. The item that we're gonna get here in just a minute, you know, is when I was like, okay, yep, they're cooking here with the Chibi-Robo stuff. Like this kind of does just straight up feel like Chibi-Robo now in a lot of ways. Okay, so we'll go over here. But there's, again, though, like, the nice thing about this that is unlike Chibi-Robo, you know, Chibi-Robo is not really a platformer like this, you know? Like, this has good, satisfying, you know, floaty, but once you get used to it, like, it's intentionally floaty. But, like, yeah, the movement and the platforming is genuinely, like, good and satisfying. And has a little challenge to it. Like, it's good stuff. So they kind of have the best of both worlds with this game, I think. Okay, here we go. Tell me this ain't straight out of Chibi-Robo, y'all. If any Chibi-Robo fans are watching, check this out. We have our frog hat, of course, which in itself is a big Chibi-Robo reference, but look at this. We have a brush that we can use to clean. Which, again, straight out of Chibi-Robo. Thanks, Sign Guy. So yeah, that's kind of our last major kind of gameplay implement is there's also, in addition to trash, we also have, like, little spots to clean. Which, again, this is very Chibi-Robo right here. Thankfully, Buddy never has to, like, charge himself, which is a blessing, but this kind of gives you, I think, a pretty decent taste of, like, what this game is. You know, I don't want to go too much further because I don't want to spoil too much for y'all, but the environments, the characters, the designs, oh, I love these little, like, bug characters here. Really good stuff. These two bugs are kind of like they have a crush on each other and they just don't know it yet. Kind of, it's very cute and good. You know, like the big thing that I want y'all to take away from this is the game has a good, fun, satisfying loop. It's a decent length. Like I said, you're looking at, you know, I think most people will take probably somewhere in the avenue of you know, sort of 8 to 10, 12 hours, somewhere in there, if you want to 100% it. But, like, it's fun to get around these environments. You know, the movement's fun, all of this. You know, it's actually, like, fun and satisfying to 100% the game. And get everything. Like, you want to collect everything. You want to do all this stuff. Now, if I do have some issues with the game, if I do have some complaints, my complaints are pretty minor, but I do have a couple. There is... Oh, we got another Gush challenge here. Let's do it. You know, the trash in the game, especially as the levels get bigger, the trash can become pretty difficult to find sometimes, and the game actually does have a mechanic. I only used it once. During literally the very last level of the game, there's one piece of trash that I just couldn't find to save my life. I must have spent an hour, like, going through that level just looking for a piece of trash I couldn't find. And eventually, I realized that the game does have a trash radar that you can get if you want to use it. And essentially what it does is it just, like, puts a radar on Buddy's head that you can ping if you get near trash. It'll kind of highlight nearby trash for you. So very cool and useful. But the problem is, and I don't know if this was just like the character that I was talking to for it, they like made me feel really weird about using it. Like they were like, you know, you don't even get like the difference made currency or whatever for collecting trash if you use the trash radar, and they made me feel like bad for using it. I was like, it's a little unnecessary. And then like who cares? Like if somebody wants to, you know, find the trash that way. And then on top of that, the game does have combat, kinda. So like you get this safety pin, and you know you can slash stuff with it, and so there'll be these. They're not going to be introduced yet. I'm not going to show them in this video, but eventually there are like enemies that are kind of introduced in the game. And I know that like sometimes, especially for a game like this, it's a little bit of a shame that the game has like any violent implement at all. I don't think it needs it. And in fact, there's a moment, I don't want to spoil anything in the game's story at all, but there's a moment kind of near the end of the game that is like surprisingly violent. More than I was expecting, and you know, again, it doesn't really bother me on a personal level, but there are some people I know that really value non-violence in games like these. So I think maybe, you know, it's not like a huge issue at all, but it is in here, and I think it was probably avoidable. But again, those are some very minor nitpicks in the grand scheme of things. I mean, at the end of the day, this is one of my favorite games of the year so far. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to the end of the year and this ends up making my top 10. I was really touched by the story. I think that the gameplay loop is really good and satisfying. I think that the world needs a story like this. You know, if you've ever felt outcast, if you've ever felt like you were weird, or like your differences, you know, maybe made you put apart, or made you feel miscellaneous, you know, as the title would suggest. I think you'll find something to like here, but I think it has some really universally human themes in here as well that I thought were really effective. You know, the game has a really good sense of like revealing more and more depth to you as it goes on. All the characters are great, the writing's good and funny, it runs great on Switch 2. It's like a very, very easy recommend, in my opinion. I'm really, really happy with it. And before I wrap up, I just want to say too, you know, that it's so hard to make video games, you know, especially in 2025. Like, it's basically impossible. It's a small miracle that games are being made at all. And I think it's so nice that these developers have, you know, dedicated so much of their lives over the past, you know, 4+ years. I mean, I played the demo 4 years ago, so God only knows how long they've actually been working on this. And look, man, they stuck it out and they got it to the finish line, and here it is. So I'm just really happy that things have turned out this way, and I hope y'all support it. If anything that you have seen or heard in this video has resonated with you at all, I hope that you vote with your wallet and you know, show them that their time and their effort was worth it. If there's any game, you know, that is kind of like any indie platformer, you know, out right now that is worth your time and money and attention, like, I think it's this. It's got something important to say in addition to being fun and well made and well considered, and I don't know, I just like it a lot. Really, really like it a lot. So thanks again to the developers for passing along a code for me to play on the Nintendo Switch, running of course on Nintendo Switch 2. Let me know in the comments below if you're playing it, if you're planning on picking it up. Let me know. I'd love to chat with you about it. This has been a look at Miscellaneous, A Tiny Tale. I've been Seth, and we'll see you in the next video.